It's the time to get down.
For music that we were able to use legally, even though the music we were using before actually was legal too. But you know, the majors out there are using so much bullying tactics today, and you're going to hear so much about this as we attempt to fight them and what they're trying to do. But we went and found people who wanted you to have their music, so we're asking you to embrace them. This song by Laswell, Drunk in a Smoky Bar, drinking an Imperial Porter Mix, and the fact that you can go get it for free. And not only can you get it for free, you can use that, you can rewrite the lyrics, sing to it yourself, do mashups, all that stuff legally. Because when it comes to Creative Commons, you know what that means? It means you already have permission.
Well, wonder if I can't write.
Well, then you can just play with it. You can scratch it.
Well, wait, man.
Scratch and sniff.
You know, everybody's talking about writing stuff. I don't know how to write. You gonna
Get
help
the
me?
big crayons.
Okay,
That's what I tell them. I get the big old crayons, you know, the big old round ones like this.
Right.
You can hold them like that, and they get you one of those big old papers and sit you on the floor.
Okay.
You'll be all right.
Okay. GNN, both of us, man, we've been talking about it. We ain't writing too well.
GNN!
So we'll do something, man.
All right, you know he's the man.
There you go.
I'm starting every day. 2 Red Bulls and a Viagra.
I know.
I know.
And I'm taking Viagra. I don't need the Red Bull.
Well, you know, we got some of the things everybody's talking about today, and there's a lot of stuff going on, you know, because it's the midterm elections, and I guess we'll be dealing with some of that on Friday with Shirley. But the question is whether voter backlash is going to actually cause people to, like, throw out incumbents. And do you care? You know, they can throw them out. They can get new ones. Somehow it still seems to look the same.
That's right.
It's almost like McDonald's. No matter where you go in the world, damn near, that Big Mac tastes just about the same. So they're wondering. So they're making a big to-do about who's keeping a seat and who's losing a seat, and whether or not it's going to be impacting the president's agenda.
Right, Mario. The same as listening to Charles Rangel's rant about being guilty of something, but taking the higher ground and saying, look, I'm going to be here. I mean, it was so smooth that he said, I am guilty without telling you I'm guilty.
He's a pimp.
I may. And then I saw that picture on the beach of him asleep, and I saw a hump. And I said, what is that bump?
Man, I'm telling you, Charlie.
Okay.
And see, the whole thing, we're laughing because we think that the political system's a joke anyway, and they're all playing with each other. So Charlie Rangel's now going to posture in public saying that he ain't going nowhere. So we'll talk about that on Friday with Shirley Huzar, the Hip Hop Republican, if you care.
Right.
If you care about ongoing political scandals, you can tune in on Friday. 11:30 a.m. If you don't care, well, we'll be moving on just about right now.
Had to put it out there.
To put it out there.
Yeah.
Okay, the other topic that's really I've been finding interesting all week long, you guys, is this whole issue of Wyclef Jean and running for the Haitian presidency because, you know, he's been doing a lot of relief work. He has done so for years. And then recently, you know, announced that he was going to run for president of Haiti. Now, they've been having their primaries there.
Right.
And but he did file the papers, but it caused some backlash from people. Despite his humanitarian efforts, there are really a number of people who question his ability to pull this off. And, you know, sometimes people do bite off more than they can chew, even, Vic, when they have the best of intentions.
True.
And that's what people were saying. Now, one of the videos they've been playing a lot on the air has been Sean Penn, who's been over there working in Haiti, really deep in it, since the beginning. And he said no one seen Wyclef, and he was very dubious about it. He said suspicious was the word he used.
Right.
Let me quote him. This is somebody who's going to receive an enormous amount of support from the United States, and I have to say I'm very suspicious of it, simply because he, as an ambassador at large, has been virtually silent. For those of us in Haiti, he has been a non-presence. Okay? And then people said that the organization mishandled $400,000 in donations. And this is the thing. We're not saying that Wyclef is stealing, and he did. And I liked his responses. By the way, I saw his responses. Vic. He said, that where Sean is, he's been in other parts of Haiti. And people have seen him all over other parts of Haiti, but you don't see that because of where he is and because of also
I believe
coverage.
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah, it's a certain amount of truth to both what they're saying. But I do believe that they're looking through an eyeglass at the only section of their mind that they're interpreting the data, which means, just to me, how can you see the span of what's happening over there from just your purview?
And that's where the thing goes. In other words, we're not saying that we think that Wyclef is doing anything unscrupulous. But when you run organizations, that may not be your skill set, people. For example, the organization that he had, what is it, Yele Haiti? Yes.
Yeah.
They claims that they lost $400,000.
Right.
And they quote Sean Penn again. He claims he didn't do it. That has to be looked into.
Right.
And this according. Also, Sean Penn said, "I've been there. I know what $400,000 could do for these people." Now, Sean Penn, to get to his credit, he's been running a 55,000 inhabitant tent camp.
Yep.
55,000.
That's right.
That'll make you kind of straight to the point, won't it?
Yeah, it will.
I mean, I would forgive him if he has any testiness or attitude. Because when you work with 50,000 people in tents, you tend to get a little edgy.
and you see it. And if 55,000 people can spread the rumor of hope and support they're getting, 100,000 is going to hear about it, because when you need bread, food, water, places to live, and then somebody goes out and spreads the word that, wow, we're getting some relief here. Well, it should spread. Now, I'm not saying it. I'm not over there, Mario. I'm only saying this, that we only know what's being reported. And if Sean is doing that, then I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there are talking about the efforts that's happening with Sean Penn. But, Sean is not going over there as a celebrity. He's going over there as a worker and a laborer and an organizer.
You can't say nothing bad about Sean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He has been busting his ass, putting his money where his mouth is.
Right.
And this is, I love this. I love this because Sean represents a new kind of a consciousness that we want to see spread.
Yeah.
We're embracing this.
Yeah.
Well, Vic.
Yeah.
I went looking because it turns out Pras Michael, one of the Fugees, actually has not been supportive of Wyclef, even though nobody's actually attacking Wyclef per se himself.
Right.
He hasn't been supportive of his efforts to become president. So I have a piece here from Al Jazeera that we can take a look at. I got the sound up. Okay, let's take a look at this piece, you guys.
Yeah.
Let's see about what Pras Michael. You think it's gonna buffer for me, Vic?
I think you need a little buffer.
You think a buffer?
I think you have to.
Let's throw some buffer. Throw some buffer dice.
I'm watching it right now.
Let's go.
Just seeing how long it's taking right now tells you need buffer.
The whole studio's been active. The internet. Some mornings, the connections is crazy. We over here fighting.
No, it's the Java updates, which we warn everybody at our PAC Stereo site.
Registration has closed for Haiti's upcoming presidential election, and it's shaping up to be a crowded race. At least 58 political parties have...
Told you, man. See?
Well, let's say it's shaping up to be. It's shaping up.
Yeah, just
everything. We're going to let it buffer while we talk about it.
Yeah.
It's shaping. Let's talk about the internet problems we're having.
Okay.
Everybody, there's a flash update for everybody out there having trouble with their computers. Please do your updates. There's a flash update going around right now that is kicking butt over here in our studio. That's why we're having trouble. Sometimes they want to update while we're on the air.
Right.
Thank you, Windows.
Yes. But
we're not fond of the Macs either. If you want to play twice as much because you can't understand an operating system, go on and buy a Mac.
Right. And for all of you guys who are doing...
the dum-dums can't run them either.
No. And he's talking to the dum-dums.